So you can go into room number 2 for all your free appointments. You get 5 minutes for each practitioner, and then you can book a further session. We have room number 1. We have Angela Ford on remote viewing, and coming up now, we have Michele Howe Clarke, who's the Thrive Guide Intuitive Energy and Trainer. Your name is getting longer and longer. And we're going to talk today about how to use Magic Alchemy for manifestation. So I know you have a great bio. Let me just go back and swing back a little bit. So today she's going to talk, give me a little bit of background on her. Where is my bio? Give me 1 second. I thought that popped up. So she is a TEDx speaker. I think she's the only TEDx speaker in the room right now. And I think many of us have TEDx speaking abilities. And so you're going to show us how to be a TEDx speaker, to be able to stay into the 18, 19 minutes of like knowing exactly how you're going to share your gifts. And she's going to talk about angel wing expansion with Huna magic. And she said, like, how do you want to quantum your 10x of your results in your life success? That is what Michele is all about. Aggressive, disfiguring, life-threatening cancer. Broken. Her perception gave her the magic alchemy and the manifestation answers. She's going to help you engage, thrive, and drive. This is the key to her success to help you set free. She has an MBA. She's a TEDx speaker. She's an award-winning author. She's here to be your Thrive Guide to get you into the flow of divine design and shine. So take it to the stage, Michele.
Excellent. Thank you so kindly. I'm looking forward to it. Just want to just set the tone, you know, that 983 tone of God presence. And I'm going to open the space here. You know, this is a container of expansion. You made it to a place where you're going to grow and become more than you've ever been before. This is a time for you to shine. And you're held in this container of self-image expansion. So let's talk about what it is that's important. So I want you to know that when you intend something, so mote it be. You know, wishing is energetic dissipation, right? When you're wishing, you're not taking and making quantum power focus, right? So let's talk about what it takes to become what you seek and what it is that you want to be. So I'm going to share my screen real quick and get you into just a quick view of who I want you to meet today. I want you to meet Super You. And this is really critical that you agree. I don't know if it's going to allow me to go full screen. There we go. So Super You is all about your own uniqueness, that seed of excellence that you came here to share and shine. I'm not sure why it's all black. Oh, there we go. We made it, guys. Wonderful. So let me just bring you into this sacred space of entrainment, because what I do is I entrain energy, right? Because there's many, many things that everybody wants, and most of them want to go straight into the law of attraction, right? You just want to get to the law. What I work with is the law of success, right? SUCCESS. That's the way we spell success. Now, each one of those words of each one of those letters is an acronym, right, of success. And it takes you through the 7 universal laws. So I just want to give you perspective that the law of cause and effect is the system, the last S. So many people just want to get to the S and they forgot all about the 6 steps that come before that. We need integration so that we become the truly powerful person that we are. You are a superhero. Whether you recognize it or not, you came here manifest, cutting the edge, the very edge of reality. That's what you're doing right now in this very moment. You're cutting the edge of reality, and your navigator led you right here to this time, to this place, to this information, right? So SUCCESS. That's the way we spell success, so that you can get to your own uniqueness, that divine design shine that you came here to express and fulfill. It's what makes your life make sense. It's what fulfillment is. When everything's down, it still doesn't matter because you're fulfilled. Happiness is fleeting because life is all about polarity, right? Like there has to be contrast. So let's talk about some Huna magic. Let's talk about the angels that are with you. Let's talk about all the resources that are surrounding you in every moment of your life, right? So when you begin on the Life Success Pro path with me, you can begin with the Energy Pro, right? With the story, the agreement that this universe is mental, right? So if you can just be aware. So let's talk about the 4 stages of awareness so that you can understand how power becomes tangible. So first, you're awoken, right? You guys, everyone here is awake. Like you are awake to the fact that you want more. You're awake to the fact that you know there's more to this game. You're awake to the fact that you're powerful. So now you are saying, I recognize. So second stage of awareness, I recognize. I recognize that I have a choice. I recognize that I have a decision to make. I recognize that I'm awake and I'm not happy. I recognize that this is my point of power, right? Awareness, right? You're awake, you're aware, you're recognizing. Now, what do you do with that recognition? You focus it. You focus your recognition on a choice, a decision. You must make a decision for yourself, right? What's the problem? What is not working here? Why are we not manifesting what it is we seek, right? Because my goal, the end game with me, is that you learn to become the cause of your intended effect. Isn't that what we all seek? Like to actually cause what we seek to happen, right? And to do it in the flow of your divine design shine, because that's your seed of excellence. That's what you came here to share and be, right? So there is a super you, and she lives inside of you, right? And she can, and he or she, right, can magnetize, right? So let's just talk about some simple dynamics of the law of attraction, the system, right? The S down below, 6 steps, right? The 7th step is the system. What you really want to make happen is you want the law of gender working with you, right? You want the law of polarity working with you, and you want the law of gender working with you, okay? To get the law of attraction working, right? These are all down the path. So let's begin again at the mental, right? The universe is mental. It's the story you tell that holds your first level of power. And can you quickly get to that first level of power? Start looking at your energy. Is your energy flowing up and down? Are your meridians working correctly? Do you feel energetic? Are you completely dissipated your energy? Are you aware that there is a chakra system? Are you aware that you are made of energy? Are you aware at the basic level that everything is moving? Are you aware of these things? Are you aware that your thought is the highest form of consciousness that only humans were given? And that's the one thing that can go into the causal realm to create and manifest? Are you aware that your story is narrating your life and you're stepping into a narration that perhaps was set before you were the age of 7? Are you aware that you now have control to change that programming? The universe is mental. What is the story that you're telling yourself? Begin with your energy. People that work with me want to become pros. I call out the mavens, the people that are willing to get on the field and bruise your knees, willing to fall in defeat and cry because you're broken, because you actually put effort into something and didn't make it. But then guess what? You didn't fail. You just put energy into something and you created room for something bigger and better to come. But are you aware that your focus is creating that intent? So what's the problem? What's stopping us? 2 major things, right? And one is the leader, and that's distraction. I talk about distraction a great deal because the amount of distraction that we are facing at these times is causing us to dissipate who we are. So it leads to the quintuple D threat, right? We dissipate our energy, we get depressed, we get dependent, we get diseased, we get diabetic. That's happening all over the world. It's just an epidemic. And nobody can seem to put their finger on the pulse. Well, could be that we're scrolling 3 miles with our thumb a day up a device, right? Could be a little bit of problem there. Could be the Netflix 24-hour sprees that we go on and dissipate energy. Could be that no one knows what the hell they want. I mean, literally only 7% of the human race, if you ask them what they wanted in life, could actually tell you. It's kind of like getting on a plane and the rest of the world, 93% is like, go ahead, take me anywhere. And the pilot doesn't know either. And I don't really care if I land, right? It's like we're all driving automobiles and we don't have a steering wheel. And it's kind of like every bump in the road is shifting our direction because we're so distracted. So the key is that you're awakened to this dissipation of your energy and you're saying, no more. I'm done with this dissipation. I'm gathering my momentum. I'm gathering my energy. So with that, I know I only share what I've proven. There is nothing that I teach you in the 4 directions that I can't point to in my own life and say, yep, success. And I have failed, as you can see, from the horrific, tragic situation that I've had to face with regard to reclaiming my life from aggressive, life-threatening, disfiguring cancer. But that's because we're here to thrive, my friends, thrive. There is a path and it moves down a sequence and it's all about your excellence, right? Now, magic is in you, super you. The magic is in you, super you. And she is a maven and she's a pro because she wants to know the truth. And what's the basic truth that we all need to agree? Perhaps it's that we come from love. Love is monad. Love is the first. Love is the everything. Love comes back to where we are, right? So super you is who I want to activate. And I want you to learn how to magnetize things to you through your focus and control. I want you to become an implementer and an actualizer. I don't want you to be airy, fairy, wishy-washy, because wishing is just energy that is wasted. It is time to get into motion and get into manifestation. So let's take a moment, since I promised to talk about Huna magic and talk about angel wing expansion, to understand that this container that we're in is an agreement container, right? It is so. So when you allow for it to be so, you allow for more than there was before. So crossing your arms and saying, I already know this, doesn't allow for this to be so. So mote it be. This is a self-image expanding container that we are literally taking our distraction and creating powerful action. Because I want you to leave this with some powerful actions that you can actually take to begin to gather that quantum focus, right? The steps of manifestation, other than the law, right? Because you have to work within the law. There is also the energetic self allowance, the awakening, the recognition, the willingness to decide, to take a stand and make a decision of what it is that you want, and then to gather your focus and concentrate it powerfully. Until we do those things, you will not be able to draw to you what it is that you seek. You will not become the causal alchemist that is inherently your right. You're a cosmic magician. You came here to impact in a huge global way. That's why you're present on this earth at this time, because you have something that is so precious to share, so beautiful, that is so important that you allow yourself to agree to it. So I'm going to ask you right now, please just agree with me. Raise your right hand and pledge. I pledge to myself to live my highest and best life. Let's say that together, please. I pledge to myself to live my highest and best life. So mote it be. Open the gateways of your recognition. Work on that mindset meter. Learn to stop slogging it out and to start to grow good. We want your awareness, focus, and concentration to be at such a point where you're 64% in control of your mind and time. And when you do that, then things start to show up in the way that you want them to. And then you recognize it and you celebrate it, and then you create more. So what's so special? What is the way? So there's so much to speak about, but one of the main pieces of your magic lies within the fact that you have a navigator, that you have a compass, a serenity compass that lives within you saying, you know, your heart, brain, and guts, they're not aligned. Your be, have, do is out of whack. Your wisdom, serenity, and courage are just not being used at this time. Or your mind, body, and spirit. Your body's good, your mind's out of sync, and your spirit, you haven't touched it in months, right? What about your faith, your belief, and enthusiasm? How about your perception, your preference, and your power? Your thoughts, your words, and your actions, are they aligned? Have you lived, loved, and laughed every day, every day, every day? These are critical. Triads are what the first thing that could stand began. So your triads are leading you. Are you aware of where they are, what's going on, where you're off balance? Is your wheel turning as it should be with a nice 360 circumference? Or is it really out of whack and it's clunky and it's bumping around and causing you distress? It's time to gather that focus. It's time to gather your dissipated energy. How do we do this? Look at these statistics. My God, diabetes, 27 million cases of type 2, a choice. Type 2 is a choice, a lifetime choice that you've made that got you into this boat. And it's curable, right? You're here because you know it. Depressed, 2 times the suicide rate from 20 years ago. Like, my mind is blown. Dependence, we are so addicted these days on television, on alcohol, on shopping, on distraction and disease. Everybody knows someone who's sick. COVID has really shown us the truth of how fallible we can be. But there is a system. There is a path. There are laws that operate this universe. Are you aware of them? Can you step down the path of them? Are we willing to get into alpha, which is my specialty, to retrain and reprogram and get right down to the root of the actual cause and not just deal with the Band-Aids? So that Huna magic, what does it look like? How does it feel? How do you do it? Well, let's just take a minute and talk about the energy structure, okay? So, you know, it moves up and down along your spine, just at the very basic level. And there's the chakra system, right, that begins with the root to the navel, to the solar plexus, right, to the heart, the bridge, to the throat, to the brow, to the crown, right? So now in Huna magic, you take that same symbols and you start to break it into 3 pieces instead of 7. So you've got your primal child, I call it, right? This primal child is your programming that automates you, right? Your beating of your heart and the growing of your hair and the saliva that generates in your mouth. All of that's taken care of by this primitive child. But at the same time, this primitive child has all of your orphans, you know, all of those scared little orphan children that are left within you as you've grown and changed and decided to tuck them into the closets or not allowed them to come to terms with integrating into your personality integration team. Right? We want everyone who works with me, one of the keys is personality integration. We need you to be integrated, because when you leave pieces and parts of yourself all over your life, then you're dissipated. And you can't call all your beautifulness to yourself, because every piece and part and path of your life that has led you here for a reason. So I want you to begin to understand that there are 2 things, and I know my time is super tight, so I'm going to be respectful of that. And I'm going to give you something to walk away with, a structure to think about feeding your primal child. Because the way that the Huna magic works, right, the way they gather mana is you can consider it like a fountain. It's fed from the heart and it moves down to the lower chakras, and you're feeding your primal child energy. So the first thing is the primal child uses energy all day, every day to automate you and to live your life and to breathe you. So it constantly needs you to feed it mana. So we're always focusing to the brow and focusing outward, but we're forgetting to first give the child what it needs. It needs your love. It needs the respect that it's running you. And the fact that, hey, I know I left some orphans. I want to bring you back and I want you to integrate with me. Are you willing to join the healing team? Can we integrate together? Can you become part of the whole personality? Look at the view. Your wisdom and knowledge will not be forgotten. You're going to integrate into this team, and we're going to have a forward view. I promise you, I'm creating a future order, and you're going to love it. And every time I do, I'm going to share it with you. Inner child, primal child, primitive child, I feed you mana. I feed you mana. I want you to be full. And then the primal child says, I'm full. I'm full. I want to give back to the heart. And then all of a sudden the mana starts to feed back to the heart. Oh, the bridge between the lower primitive and the higher consciousness and the intuitiveness and the connectedness to the divine. And that heart is now, it's getting full of mana. It feels so good, right? And then the mana says, I want to be expressed. And it just shoots right up like a beautiful fountain, up right through all your upper chakras, connecting you and showering light and luminescence, radiance all around you, making you so divine. in your decision to be an implementer, an actualizer, an activist in your faith, right? Faith is not a wishy-washy thing. It goes right with intention side by side. So motive V, it is. It's not a wish. Faith is active. It's not like, I have faith, I have faith, I hope. No, I wish is all that crap. I hope, right? The lack of language, word pro, like the word was first. With respect to the time, talking about that inner child, feeding it mana and letting that mana flow back to the heart, up through the energy chakras and out and down, and feeding in that cyclical loop. Get your mana straight. And remember that just beneath your back, right where your shoulder blades connect, some people know it as the golden string. Some people know it as the frail piece that is the projector of your 3D reality. So you can imagine that your reality is coming from behind you, moving around you forward. You can actually start to feed that projection instead of it just being your reticular activating system, allowing what it wants you to pick up and filtering. You're now starting to say, hey, I get it. Let's make this a 3D truth. So I work with alpha 3D imaging. We get in there, we create the reality, we create the 3D future order so that you can begin to tangibly manifest that quantum power focus that will concentrate to create from the ether into the manifest. There is a system, SUCCESS, and there is a pro path to life masterpiece. I want your life to be a masterpiece, and it can be yet. Today, I'm offering a door prize of an amazing session with me. It will be a 5-card read, and you will be able to begin to see your tools, your keys, your codes, your archetypes that stand in the 4 corners, the 4 directions of your life: health, wealth, love, and fulfillment. These are usually pulling us apart. The goal of this free door prize reading is to be able to integrate those together to get a map of the territory. My 13-card read that I'm offering through this fair is at a half price. I go on my webinar on Monday, and I'm going to sell it for twice as much. Join me, get your reading, get to know where you are, and begin to weave that quantum truth from the ether into the real by taking sequential steps. Start today by getting the map of the territory. And then if you so choose, we can begin to design that future order and make it 3D, dynamic, and material. So back to you, Sheri. As usual, I have my door prize written, ready to give you my number whenever you are ready to take it.
Oh, you're so sweet. You got a couple of minutes,
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Just like wind it down as we like I do a little getting the next people ready, and
Fantastic.
let's let everybody know what you can offer for your door prize and how they're going to win the door prize and how they can work with you and what you have going up next.
Awesome. So, I have, as I mentioned, the door prize is going to be a 5-card read. It's going to give you your hub spoke of your wheel of life. And in addition, it's going to give you your archetypal rhythms, keys, and codes in the 4 directions of love, fulfillment, health, and wealth. What I do as a Thrive Guide is I bridge you from where you are to where you want to be. And the first thing that you need is a dynamic 3D future order. Like if you don't know your future order, your waitress is coming to the table and like, what do you want? You're like, I don't know, sloppy mess. And boom, sloppy mess right on your plate, all nice and sloppy. So I don't want sloppy for you. I want like the best for you. I want SUCCESS. So come and join me and let's go down the path. Let's entrain energy. Let's just do some causal alchemy. And let's become cosmic magicians. You're not here to mess around. You're here to become the best that you are. So like, get serious. You're already here because you're a serious mojo. Go and let us begin to design your shine, because you're here to be luminescent, radiant, and a gift to the world. And I am so excited for you because you're here as a gift. You're precious. You're valuable. I respect you and I stand for your life success. I speak again at 5 o'clock. Yep.
Beautiful. Awesome, girl. Okay, so everybody, I want you to put in the chat a number from 0 to 100 to have a session with her. And your session is what and what is it valued at? As they put their number in the chat as a number coming in. Go ahead. Tell us what they're going to get one more time.
Sure. You're going to get a 5-card read, and you're going to get your keys and code and archetypal allies. I consider them standing in the corners that you might be unaware of, ready to take your future order directions. And then when you know what you have, it becomes clearer when you start to see the reality coming at you in life. Like, oh, my resource here. Oh, I got this. Let me use that. Oh God, let me lean on this. Ooh, I didn't know I had that, but now I have it. So it just helps you become aware that you have super allies. They are literally standing, waiting for your orders. They need you to be expressive and clear on what it is that you want. So I help you get clear, and I give you the resources, the map of the territory. You can't get where you're going if you don't know where you are.
Everybody loves clarity, period. Okay, so we got a lot of people who want clarity. I'm going to do a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, everybody. Michelle, you wrote down your number on the
paper. Golden ink, golden.
Okay, coming up next is Julian Michaels, our like a famous numerologist, and he's in crazy, fun, incredibly psychic. Let's not pin him yet until we have Michelle done. Hold on one second. And then we have Royden in the playroom, who's going to be doing the singing psychic readings. And so Michelle, right now, I want you to, I'm going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, everybody. 5, 4, write down your number in the chat. Anybody, it's 333 right now. 333 is the number on 417. I don't know if it means anything to anybody. So you might want to do a 3-3. If I was a 3-3, I would do a 3-3. I'm a 3-6-9 kind of girl. So, so Michelle, she has a number down, and you're going to win it. And then Roy's going to be in the playroom, and Julian Michaels coming up next, our famous numerologist. Okay, so hold up your number. 78. Ah, we have a G.I. Smith. That's the closest, highest number that we have. A G.I. Smith. Okay.
Has the new give me that contact later?
They're going to put it. They're going to put it in. They're going to put it in the chat, please. Whoever G.I. Smith is, congratulations. Oh, we got babies crying. Oh, let's make sure that we don't hear any babies crying right now. Thank you very much. So our contact is, we got it.
I got it.
GJF23W.
Perfect.
My dyslexia comes in GJF23WAOL.
I got it. No worries.
I don't know how I manage all this when my mind thinks backwards, guys. I don't know. I see numbers, letters, everything backwards sometimes. So congratulations. And you can always check into room number 2 and possibly have your session today if she's available. So if anybody is not a speaker, please mute yourself. Anybody who's not a speaker, please mute yourself. Whoever's singing with their background music. We're muting Abigail. Anybody else? Maybe they're on their car, they're driving, or they're on their phone. Awesomeness. Okay, thank you so much, Michelle. You follow Michelle right now to room number 7 if you want to do Q&A and have some sessions and some clarity with her. And then she'll be in room number 7, and you just need to go to room number 2 to have a booking a session with her privately. And then she'll be back later.